Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Adjusting Success. This week we're going to go through Facebook ads. I know that's the most popular thing everyone wants to go through, and lead conversion. But if you have any other questions you want to ask, Adjusting Success every Monday night at 9:30 p.m. is here for you to hop on in the chat and ask any questions you may have. We're on the Facebook 101 group for marketing 101 for chiropractors. We're on YouTube. We're on LinkedIn, and we're on my personal Facebook page on Facebook as well. So many different ways to subscribe and log in. And we'll sit here and go through some things. These are all saved on the YouTube channel. So you can go back and watch it anytime. But the purpose is it to be live and ask any questions you may have. If you see me looking down, I'm just looking at all the different feeds that we're on to make sure I don't miss any questions. And it typically comes through on the Facebook chat. So that's where we see it. Great. Got that all there. Perfect. And if anything pops up, we'll see it in the comments. So Facebook ads, all of you are attempting it, which is super cool compared to a few years ago where people didn't even want to try it, may or may not have used a marketer. But all of you are starting to dabble a little bit in it, and you're either on one side of the fence or the other where you're actually getting a hang of it and trying it and running ads, which is great, or the other side where you're like, I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to try this anymore. So those are the two sides that you're on, which is great. At least you're trying it. So what I'm going to do today is just show you some basics about Facebook ads, because all of you have at least dabbled with it a little bit. And then leads. What do you do when you get the lead? So if you have a lead issue where your ads are not getting any traction, you got to go back to the creative, the picture, the video, and the ad copy. Always go back to that and fine tune it and make it better and figure out what people want to see so that the ad stops and you actually get their information from it. Two ways to get their information: a lead form or a landing page where you send them to and they fill out a form. All it is a form. Now, it's two ways of saying it. Are you going to use Facebook's form that's already built in there to capture the lead, or are you going to build your own form to capture a lead? It could be the landing page on your website. Either way, you got to have a form that officially gets their information and captures it willingly from the potential patient, from the lead. They have to give it to you. You can't steal it or find it or cookie them in any way, shape, or form to get that information. So that's what we talk about with a landing page and a Facebook form. They're both forms. It's just the way that you've integrated it on your website or on your landing page to do this. Speaking about that, the mistakes that happen with the landing pages is that you're just using the contact us form on your main website. That if it's not designated to brand with the ads that you're running, people may get to your landing page and not even see where the offer is or what you were talking about in the ad. It's just your contact us website. And they're not ready to make that leap yet because they realize they're on your website now. They're like, I don't want to fill out this form. I don't know if I want to be a patient. I want more information about what they were talking about in the ad. So creating custom landing pages for the offers that you're making, the offers or the solutions that you're solving problems for, have to have their own specific landing pages. Like, for example, we run both. We use Inform and we use landing pages. We use more landing pages to describe ancillary services like spinal decompression and red light therapy. Those are things that, or neuropathy for sure. You want to have the patient click on the lead click on the ad and then capture their information through a form if you want, or send them to this landing page where their information is at the top and at the bottom. The form is there twice, but right after that, they start getting into more in-depth. It's like a web page of more information about the ad that you were saying. So if you're talking about spinal decompression or neuropathy, you may want to go through your 7-step process for neuropathy and say, people either fall into 3 baskets with neuropathy. They do A, B, C, and D if they're this type. If they're diabetic, they do A, B, C, D, and E. And if they're non-diabetic, or if they're, have some type of peripheral neuropathy because of structural things that are going on, piriformis, double crush, spinal stenosis, whatever it may be, that are multiple things. They may do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G in our systems to do that. And the only way to really figure out how to treat a patient. Everyone's unique. They have to come in for this examination, and we're doing this examination for $97 on this promo. Whatever you're doing on the promo, that's fine. But they want more information on that landing page. That's how you get better and higher quality leads from this. So if you're doing things like that, niche marketing, solution-based marketing, you need to have a funnel system to get not only their information, but to get them on board with what you do prior to making any commitment, right? It's like that cold lead that just gives you information. Going through a landing page and then giving you information kind of warms them up a little bit. Get a little bit of a warmer lead there. They're better. They're more responsive to any questions that they may have. Your form may be name, email, phone number. Do you suffer from? Boop. And or what's your chief complaint about this? Boop. That would be more of a landing form type thing. The form used on Facebook is just a quick capture. And I'm going to go through some cool checklist stuff for what you should be doing on the Facebook forms. But in the meantime, do we have any other marketing questions before I dive into Facebook ads? We're going to go through a quick Facebook ads. I'm assuming you've all dabbled with Facebook ads, and I'm going to dive right in. So this isn't a one-on-one tutorial on how to start your ads. This is more about you've been running ads, how to fine tune them, and how to get more out of them. So hope I got your attention there. Go back and watch this later if you want. But here are some things for forms. Since we're talking about Facebook forms and leads, right, and how to get these people, here's a checklist of some things for your form. So let's say you're using the Facebook form. I'm a big fan of this. It's less friction to transaction. When the lead is scrolling through Facebook or Instagram and they stop on your ad and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I got some of that. I want to try this. And they click on it. It auto-populates all their information into the form. And then all they have to do is say, okay, set. And now they read the next instructions. Hey, somebody from our office is going to contact you to book an appointment. Would you like to book an appointment right now? Whatever it is, visit our website. And they probably don't do the rest. They just exit out of that form and they continue scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, right? So I like the less friction to transaction. They continue on with their day. We've got their information. Now it's up to us to automate and find out, right? So that's what we're talking about is this form. So qualify your leads using conditional logic. If you know what I'm talking about, when you go into the form, it asks, would you like to do a quick form or would you like to do a more in-depth form, an advanced form? You pick the advanced form and it's going to give you dynamic questions that you can then put in there. So a simple form has no questions. And then there's one where you can add questions to. Adding questions can actually maybe increase your conversion rate and your ad conversion rate by having these in there. So you want to ask 3 or fewer questions. Advertisers who asked 3 or less questions in an instant form had a 26% lower cost per lead. That's pretty cool compared to advertisers who asked more than 3 questions. So that's interesting on the form to maybe ask 2 questions or a max of 3 on there. Use a single field or a full name instead of asking for their first name and last name. So advertisers who used a single field for a full name in their lead forms had a 14% lower cost per lead against comparable advertisers who used first and last name separately because maybe they were trying to clean their CRM when it comes in to have 4 columns. Who cares about that? You don't care about that. Get their full name, get their email, get their phone number. Watch this in a second here. Ask for either, not both, an email or a phone number. This is interesting. So once we ask, advertisers who asked for one or the other actually showed a lower cost per lead compared to the other. That makes sense. I'm not a big fan of this one because you want both for your automation, right? You want to be able to call them and or email them. So do both for this. But these other tips are great because they're going to make your form and your friction to transaction better and decrease your cost per lead. So that's great. If you want to try the email or phone number, it depends which way you would go. If I had to choose the way we have our automation set up, I'd probably choose full name and phone number because the phone number is powerful. We can text and we can call. Just the email, all we can do is email. Make sense? You guys with me on that? You agree with me? Say yes for that one. Right? That's what I would do. And then receive up-to-date information with custom questions. So now we get into those up to 3, right? We said up to 3 questions. So let's say you ask 2 questions. Make sure the data you receive from customers is current by adding custom questions. It can be like, what is your chief complaint? And have you had an MRI? Let's say we're going with neuropathy, just to keep the same example, neuropathy or spinal decompression. It'd be like, have you had a prior MRI recently that you'd like us to review? And then what we ask on our spinal decompression forms, have you had spinal surgeries? Yes or no. That's it. It just kind of qualifies them. They're like, yeah, I have an MRI. No, I don't have surgery. Those are great leads because they're interested. They're like, I don't want surgery. And then there's others that are like, I've had MRIs and I've had surgery. I want you to know that. Can you still help me? So those are great. And those leads actually work out really well. Make sense? I hope you guys are with me on the instant form thing that we're talking about. If it's over your head, it's okay. Save this. You're going to get to this point when you're doing your ads, or if you need help with your ads, you reach out to me. But you're gonna end up wanting to know this as we go forward. Make sense? So that's the lead form thing. So now let's dive into lead forms and landing pages and show you how these things actually work and what we're actually talking about and how you can set these up. So we're going to share the screen here. And we're going to go into, this is like your ads manager account. Once you guys go in here, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. You go to your campaigns. You should see something like this. You can go to max data if you want. This is our new one. There we go. Running here. Generating leads for all of our, this is our active one going right now, $14 per lead. So when we look at this and you go to edit, let's say you want to do the picture. Which one's our best one? 70 right there. 70 leads. You go here and you want to edit this. You can actually see the forms that we have in here. We'll show you in a second under the ad set. So we've picked, so website or forms is what we're talking about in this whole presentation today. So a landing page or your form. And when you get to your form, it should be here. Let's see if it lets us look at the form. Yeah, here it is. Good. So here's the preview. And you go down to your form right here. So this is what we're talking about when we're creating a form. So this is the form that they see when that pops up. So they click on the ad. They see this going through Instagram or Facebook. So that's all Instagram. And then on Facebook, they hit the get offer button or whatever it is right here. Okay. And they click, they'll see this and they'll hit continue. And this is what we were talking about: full name, email, phone number, and they capture this. Then it just, this is a simple form without the qualifiers, questions in there. So this is the most common one. This is the one that drives up leads. And I can show you the numbers, right? Like right here, 75 leads. Okay. So let's just go for this month, January. Okay. 22 leads just from this one. We're getting them for about $7 to $18 per lead. Okay. That's what's going on. This is where you want to look at this, and with the forms is go through a more in-depth one. I can show you from our other, this is our satellite location. I can show you my main location and show you a more integrated form. Decomp, that's the one we want to look at. And when you ask qualifying questions in there, then I'll go back and show you the numbers and the difference between getting more qualified page. This is a $49 decomp. I'm explaining the what a disc herniation is, and the form looks like this. Here you go. There's the qualifying questions. Enter your info below. We'll use this information to contact you for an appointment at our office. Okay. So they see this and it's like, do you have a recent MRI? They click yes or no. Have you had spinal fusion surgery before? Yes or no. Anything you want us to know before contacting you. It's an open field if they want. And same thing, full name, email, phone number. And it just shows a review there. Thanks, you're all set. They can now view our website. I'll show you the difference with that. So you saw the $18. Now these are two different locations, so this isn't fair. With this one, we are getting $37 leads. This is actually quite high as of January, and 16 leads from that. So we got 16 leads from this, and we're spending a little bit more per day here. This one is, I want to say we're spending 40 per day on this one. Let me check. There we go. Let's do that. 30 30. Okay. The other one's 20. Never mind. They're close enough. And just showing you how you get a little bit less leads the more you qualify them. And then a landing page would get even less leads. Let me go to a landing page campaign. Do I have one? Neuropathy. Yeah, neuropathy would be a landing page one. Let's go to Max. Actually, this might be a form. I may have done a form. Yeah, these are leads. So that's form, landing page view. Where's that? Snowbirds ad, NDD workshop, 905 landing page views. Leads, responses. Never mind. I run a lot of ads. Spinal website completed. Here we go. Neuropathy. So this would go to a landing page when you see the website completed, and then the registry, the registered people that go through there. So a little bit different numbers when you're going through this stuff in your checklist and creating forms through there. Any questions about this stuff? So we have adding qualified questions and not. It all depends on what's going on. But let's backtrack for a second. This is a lot of information. As I'm talking, I realize this. These ads convert. See all the numbers I'm showing you. There's a lot of clicks. There's a lot of link clicks. There's a lot of website views. We generate new patients from this. The reason I'm showing you is because we actively always do these ads. So I wouldn't be doing them if they didn't work. And two, that first it starts with your ad, right? The content, their video works really, really well. Pictures work too. It all depends. If you have a picture, you have good ad copy. If you have good video, your ad copy doesn't matter too much because both in sound and in silent, the captions will go through so people can read the video to get the information of what you're trying to say. So it works either way, but either way, you got to play with your ad copy and content to capture link clicks. So I was just on a free call with another doc last week. He was like, "Hey, I'm running my ads. Can you take a look? I have a question." I'm like, "Let me take a look." And I zoomed with him for free, and we looked at all of his stuff. And he was like, "This is great." He's like, "Why does everyone else get likes and comments on their advertisements that I look around and I get nothing?" I'm like, "Because your ad's not bad. You're getting tons of link clicks, but you're getting no captures." Guess what he was doing? He was sending them to his website landing page. That's a big no-no. Even though some people use ReviewWave. I like their form, but it's not a good advertising conversion form. So your best way to get leads is the Facebook form. I'm gonna just say it that way. Or funneling them really well, creating really strong funnels through offsite websites, landing pages, custom landing pages. Put your website developers to work when it comes to this stuff. Ask them, tell them, listen, the contact us page is great. What we need, this is what we're doing right now. We're running an ad for blank. It's about blank. I would like a landing page that's hidden on our website. There's a URL that I can use, create a QR code, or I could just copy and paste that link into my Facebook ad as the landing page. And I want it like this. Branded the same way as our website, but it just got to show the form at the top with our exact ad offer right there, and maybe the same video we're using in the ad on the landing page. Or maybe I have a long form spinal decompression, like a 3-minute video where I go through spinal decompression, disc herniation physiology on there, tell how it can happen, why it happens, what people live with after it happens, and the possible symptoms, and how 30% of people don't even feel pain, but the other 70% are in a whirlwind of trouble. And it's a longer video that's on there. That one does pretty well. And that's it. Very simple. And the form is there. Now that form's different. Instead of getting the Facebook Meta lead their information, it's now going towards maybe straight to an email to our front desk. But either way, we're capturing it and we're automating it as well on the back end. All of you know I use High Level, and on there, the automation creates auto texts and auto emails that go out immediately. You need to be doing this. All the marketing studies show that when somebody fills out a form or gives information, you have about 3 minutes to to contact them to get them. Within 5 minutes, your probability of getting them on the phone or a reply is like at 75%. After 5 minutes, it goes down below 25%. It's a huge difference. So if you're not at least contacting them immediately, email is not enough because they may not check their email or they may not have email notifications on. But text is the best because it shows up right there on probably the device that they just clicked that form. Makes sense? So that's how we want to capture them. The text is an automatic thank you for filling out our form. Next steps are this and this. Then an email that goes out the same way. If you'd like to book your appointment, reply to this email. And then a minute or two later, they get another text saying, if it's easier for us to call you, please let us reply yes. If you'd like to, and then reply yes. Just get an engagement type text from them. Then it pauses for a little bit. If it's at 9:30 at night, nothing you can do. Your team calls in the morning. If it's happening at 2 in the afternoon, your team gets that automatic email. Hopefully they're catching that right away. They're giving them a call or responding to the email. That's how you do lead capture. So the biggest mistakes we see are not the forms. It's not the forms or the landing pages, because if they're getting patient's information, it's really the ad copy itself that we're running through. The best ads in the chiropractic field are ads that solve problems. That's it. The chiropractic ads don't work. They just don't work. Come on in for a $29 adjustment. You're going to be competing with all the other ones out there that do that. That's fine. And I think everyone has been seeing these things for like 6 years. They're just not responding to them like they used to. You get a lot of those non-responsive leads from those types of ads. So now you want to get into some type of condition-based advertising. What niche are you helping serve? That's going to be better advertising at the end of the day for sure. If you got a cool device in the office, you definitely want to use that as like an ad test in your office. Shockwave, Softwave, spinal decompression, class 4 laser, whatever it may be. You want to test these things and just in the ad copy explain what that modality is best for and the conditions it can help. That's great too. So that's the best tips I can give you on that. If you have something that's unique, that's not around in your area, you definitely want to be highlighting that as well, whether it's a technique or a device or whatever it is, for sure. Those are better. Can you not run chiropractic ads? Absolutely. You can give it a try, but it's going to be the same type of ad. But if you're pediatric or you do something specific or you work with high school athletes or whatever it may be, that's what you might want to put your ads on that may stand out more. And then you target families and the right age demographics for that. So it's the biggest problems are the ad copy itself. But I find that most people do a decent job there and they get traction. They either get link clicks or they get leads, which is fantastic. And the bigger problem is the capturing of the leads and follow through with these leads. We give up way too easy. Even all the doctors that I've coached, I've got clients that I've been coaching now on year 2. I think we're over 2 years of coaching this, seeing their clinics grow. And it's always the same lazy excuses of like, yeah, we call them twice. I'm like, well, you got to call them like 9 times, right? That's the thing. You got to have your team do this. Like, we don't have the time. We get backed up, whatever it may be. The excuses are all there and they're legitimate. They're legitimate excuses, but that's the biggest things that happen from there. Facebook form rather than a Facebook form integrated from high level. Facebook form versus, so I think we're talking about the same thing. Facebook form integrated from high level. Facebook form integrated from high level could be, this is a question from Dr. Julie. Okay, explain that a little bit more. So a Facebook form integrated from high level would be like a landing page that you created on high level, or what I'm talking about, the Facebook form from Facebook that automatically creates a trigger in high level and it starts your automation. Which one are we talking about? A high level landing page? What do you think? I'm still here. I'm just waiting for a reply from Dr. Julie. Get back to me on that, Julie, because I think we're just Facebook form or using a form from high level. Okay, landing page. Got it. Yes. So the Facebook form is going to get you the most leads. Are they the best leads? No, I'm not talking about that. I'm showing you my data. You're going to get a lot of leads. Last year, I have a full, beautiful, or satellite practice. For those of you that's following, we opened up, took over last Christmas, the one before. It's been a full calendar year, exactly. January 1st through December 31st. I showed everything. 445 new patients. Like new patients. That's not leads. We had way more leads. We were getting about 90 leads a month. So anywhere between 50 and 90 leads a month. So we may have had like 900 something leads, right? I have to go, I should check. Let's do it together. Let's do this together. How many leads did we get in the satellite practice last year? I'm just going to show you. This is going to answer your question, Dr. Julie, about which one should we do. And let me just share this with you. I'll do the full max data. There we go. Because this ad account is only a year old. So let's do this. Let's do this together here. So we got StreamYard. We're going to save. Here we go. So you can see the 5 or 6 ads that we've run at the satellite office. So we got the first one that we ran is the best one. It got us 191. Don't worry about the video. Then what do we got here? 191, 57. So 75, 100, another 100 here. So now we're at 300, 380, whatever, 3, almost 400 leads from Facebook. And we had 445 new patients total. That's referrals too. We got a lot of referrals, right? And all the acquisition patients that started with us, we opened up ChiroTouch. So ChiroTouch, every patient that we put in there that came in for an adjustment for their first time counted as a new patient as well. Okay. So I have to go back and divide this, but we have to go back and check out of these 300 something leads, how many of them became new patients. I'm going to say well over 100 did from these types of ads. Anywhere between $14 to $18 leads. A pretty awesome place out there. And this is from Facebook form. Tons of leads, tons of opportunity for a young starting practice, a startup, to be on the phone and do this. So you need to look at where you're at. So I see the frustration with lots of leads coming through, and everyone's like, the leads suck. The leads don't suck. It's that we don't have enough time to nurture them, or you're just not nurturing them. The leads don't suck. Give me all the leads in the world. I want all the leads for my practice in Tampa. Because we will nurture them, and someday they will become a patient. They'll open one email one day at the right time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I need a chiropractor." Or we've got a handful of people that just refer people to our office too because of the ads that we run. So it's absolutely fantastic. So that just shows you the numbers there, real data there. So lead forms versus landing pages. Landing pages, I find, clean up a lot of the scatter there, and you get better ones. We got the neuropathy people that would come in. Were well-versed neuropathy patients. They would sit down. They were over 55 years old. They would just sit there and listen. Like I was like their 10th consult, and they're just like, yeah, I've tried most of that. And it was hard to convince them that any angle we have is different. And the way we did convert them was the chiropractic. It was like, no, I haven't tried chiropractic for neuropathy, but I've tried all that other stuff. And it was hard to show them everything. But then the ones that did convert were great because it was mainly chiro focused. And then we used the ancillary modalities with them at home. They did the homework at home, whether it was red light boot at home or whatever it was, to help them with their, those were great. Those were tough. Talk about nurturing. Neuropathy is tough. It's like, if you're going to do it, you have to have a full system and procedure manual on your whole team beyond this to do that one. Spinal decompression, a little less aggressive, a little easier. Patients know what they're coming in for. A lot of them have tried other things, maybe even other spinal decompression. And just having a clean consult with those people is great. Answering their questions on the phone. We still love the virtual consult. Before patients even become a new patient in our office, we talk to them on the phone. That's a nice little value add that we do for people. It helps, especially with these types of things from Facebook. Like, wow, you guys are real. 2 people have called me. Your front desk has called me. Now the doctor's talking to me on the phone. I haven't even been in your office yet. That's what we talk about with nurturing and having systems and procedures. All you can do is the best that you can do for that. Make sense? Any other questions? That's the lead section. That's the toughest part. And even a lot of these lead companies that call and do it's even tough for them because they're just not you, right? They're not your practice. They are not your essence. They try to be, and then they have a virtual assistant in Singapore or Venezuela calling all your patients for you. It's okay in Florida. I mean, in Florida, if you're from Venezuela, I mean, they're like, this is great. They get it. Spanish is cool, but it's tough. It's not the essence of your practice. Makes sense. So you got to do a lot of this stuff. We can't really outsource the nurturing, the calling, and the virtual consults. I mean, these are all parts that have to be in house and in the systems and procedures that go there. Perfect. Any other questions about anything? Facebook, Instagram, TikTok's gone, TikTok's back, TikTok's gone, TikTok. What a smoke and mirror show that was. Any questions about anything? TikTok still hasn't changed their targeting for advertising. So it's a larger area. If you try TikTok ads, it's at a great price point still. You just get the best way to use. Here's TikTok. Don't even do ads on TikTok. What you should be doing with TikTok is the content video stuff that we were just talking about. What problems do you solve? These ones are on fire right now. So having some anatomy video running, having some human anatomy model in your hand, like I did with the disc, those ones take off on TikTok. You get, yes, it's across everywhere. You're getting people from all over seeing these videos, but we just had a new patient that saw a video from a doc in California. We're in Florida. She clicked the link, find a doctor near me. We're the closest one to her. It's pretty cool how this stuff can all just translate, or they just tag your TikTok, be like, hey, I'm in Pittsburgh. Do you know anyone in Pittsburgh? And you're like, yes, we do. We know Dr. Chris. Call Dr. Chris. So it all can work really well that way too. So that's how you should be using TikTok, is using your videos and scattering them on there. They're great. All those short videos that you do, that's what TikTok, forget the ads. Honestly, they're just such a wide area. When I used to run them, we get people from an hour and a half away, which makes no sense. Now that we have satellites, might be worth a try again, because they'll have two options to go to. Maybe we'll catch more leads. I don't know. But if you're a solo location, TikTok still hasn't really hunkered in with their targeting for that. Anything else? Any questions whatsoever? I try and keep these under 30 minutes. Anything else? How's everything going with you guys? I didn't know what the turnout was going to be today. We got Ohio State, Notre Dame, Trump, Elon Musk doing some crazy stuff on stage. God, what a day. So, but anyways, this is saved on YouTube. You can go back and watch it anytime. If you guys have any questions, just reach out. You got my email, you got all this, you got YouTube, you got comments, you got DMs, you know how to reach me. Just reach out, ask any questions that you may have. We'll love answering them, and we'll get to all of them eventually. I do get to them. It's usually same day. By the end of the day, I can get to all your questions. But if you have anything else, let me know. And run these ads, try them, $20, $30, $40 a day. Give it a shot. When you're testing them, start at a lower budget so you don't feel like you're wasting a bunch of money. But what else can you do out there for $30 a day for marketing? I just called a direct EDDM mailer people just to print the 5,000 cards and to deliver the 5,000 cards and to repeat it maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm like, they're like, oh, it'd be $8,000. I'm like, $8,000. I'm like, okay, I see the value. We're going to do it. But for me, for $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month in ad spend on Facebook, I could run that for 4 months, 5 months of my ad spend. And this is going to be one campaign to direct mail, but it depends on the conversion, right? It all depends on the conversion. So there's higher stake bets that you can make on advertising, and there's lower stake bets, and Facebook ads is probably the safest, lower entry level way to do advertising. So don't give up on it. Test it, try it. And lots of resources out there, both from my websites, my stuff, and tons of YouTube has tons of people out there. I learned all my stuff from ClickFunnels, Brunson stuff. And that's where I launched and took off from all that. So lots of free resources out there to try. Meta has courses now that are free to show you how to run ads. It's pretty simple stuff. It can get a little tricky with API conversions and those things. And now the Pixel's so much easier now. Remember, the Pixel thing was complicated. Now that's so much easier. It's only getting easier. It's only getting, pretty soon there's going to be AI apps that you're going to be like, hey, create this, and you're going to integrate it with your Facebook and Meta, and you'll be like, run these ads for me. And the AI is going to run the ad for you and convert it and do the cold calling and the robocall. And we're like 6 months away from this stuff coming out. Is it going to be good? We'll try. We'll see. I'm going to try it. I'm going to let you know. So there's lots of things that are coming. But you need to dabble in this stuff. So my premise with all this, I've been doing this for 7 years, helping chiropractors, is you need to have a little bit of understanding behind it before you delegate it to anyone. When you call up a marketing company, you're like, help us out, and you're completely in the dark with this stuff, whatever they say is going to sound good. You're going to be like, okay, wow, those are big words. That sounds good. That's nice. You're going to geotag. You're going to within a 5 mile radius. You're going to cross-ref. You're going to CRM my stuff and API convert. And you're like, oh, this sounds good. How much you guys charge? They're like $3,500 a month. Okay, let's go. And you're going to do it. And then you're going to be ticked off at the contract because it's 6 or 12 months. And then you're going to be wanting out. And you know how this all goes. That's the essence. So understanding this is why all this content's there. So at least you'd be like, oh yeah, this is, the video and the ad copy should look like that. We should have a form. The form should be in a CRM. What's my CRM doing? How quickly are they sending those texts? What do the texts say? Is it HIPAA compliant? These little things. And you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. It sounds like you check off all these boxes. I'm going to hire you guys. You guys run my ads for me. Let's give it a shot, because you have a little bit of an understanding and you're going to get better results because of that. That's the premise that I run behind with helping doctors, is have a little bit of information behind you so that you know what to bring to the table and have a discussion with your marketers for that. Make sense? There you go. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. And every Monday night, we'll see you here on Adjusting Success Live.